She warned them to stay out, but they didn't listen. So, she made sure they'd never try it again. Tasha Williams had worked hard for everything she owned. At 42, she took pride in her home, a stunning 2-story house in Chandler, Arizona. But the real gem? Her backyard. Palm trees lined the fence, giving it a peaceful, private feel, and right in the center sat her most prized possession, a crystal-clear, perfectly maintained pool. She wasn't the bragging type, but she had every reason to be proud. That house. She bought it herself. No shortcuts, no handouts, just years of grinding, saving, and making smart choices. Her neighborhood was a mix of longtime residents and newer homeowners. Some were friendly, others kept to themselves. Either way, Tasha didn't mind. She wasn't looking to be anyone's favorite neighbor. She just wanted peace. But that peace? It didn't last long. The first time it happened, she brushed it off. One Saturday afternoon, she returned from running errands and noticed something strange: wet footprints leading from her backyard gate straight to the sidewalk. At first, she thought maybe a landscaper or a utility worker had been there. But then she saw it, a damp towel carelessly tossed over her fence. Her pool? The water level was lower. Her pool float? Moved. And on her lounge chair? A half-empty soda can. Someone had been in her backyard. Taking a deep breath, she tried to be reasonable. Maybe it was just a kid. Maybe they panicked and ran when they got caught. But when she asked around, she got nothing but shrugs. "Oh, probably just some kids," one woman laughed. "You know how they are." Another neighbor, a man in his 50s, barely looked up from his car as he muttered, "You got a nice pool, Miss Williams." People notice. Something about the way he said it didn't sit right with her. But instead of pushing, she simply tightened the lock on her gate and hoped that would be the end of it. It wasn't. A week later, she was sitting in her living room when she heard splashing. At first, she thought maybe she left the pool filter running. Then laughter. She stepped to the back door and peeked outside. And there they were, a teenage boy casually swimming, as if he owned the place. A girl, probably his sister, sat at the edge, dipping her feet in. Tasha flung the door open. "Excuse me?" The kids jerked up, eyes wide. The boy scrambled out of the water, like a fish caught barehanded. I thought," he stammered. "We didn't think you'd mind." "You didn't think to ask?" Tasha snapped. "Who even are you?" The girl mumbled something about living 2 houses down before they bolted through the gate. Tasha stood there, gripping the wet towel they left behind, her heart pounding. She wanted to let it go. But then came the excuses. The next day, she confronted their parents, expecting, at the very least, an apology. Instead, an argument. "Oh, come on," the mother scoffed. "They're just kids. It's hot. What's the big deal?" Tasha stared, stunned. "The big deal," she repeated slowly. "This is my property. My home. My pool. And I don't remember handing out invitations." The father crossed his arms and muttered, "You're being dramatic." Dramatic. That word, the one people love to use when they aren't the ones being disrespected. Tasha swallowed back what she really wanted to say and, instead, installed security cameras. Maybe that would finally send a message. It didn't. For about 2 weeks, things were quiet. No more footprints, no more towels, no more uninvited swimmers. Tasha started to believe, maybe, just maybe, they'd finally gotten the message. She was wrong. One scorching Saturday afternoon, she pulled into her driveway and immediately sensed something was off. Her side gate, the one she always kept locked, was slightly open. That bad feeling in her gut? It hit like a ton of bricks. She rushed to the backyard, and her jaw dropped. Her yard was packed. Not just kids, grown adults. Lounge chairs taken. Beer bottles scattered. A folding table set up with snacks. And her pool? Full. Women wading waist-deep, chatting like they were at a resort. A man, grinning, leaned against the ledge, drink in hand. For a second, Tasha thought she had lost it. Was this even real? Then, she locked eyes with one of her neighbors. Sandra. 3 houses down. A woman who had never spoken to Tasha before. Sandra waved, like this was some casual get-together. Hey, girl. Hope you don't mind, she called out. It was so hot today, we figured we'd cool off. Tasha's jaw tightened. Mind? Oh, she minned. Her voice came out sharp.
Every
Single one of you. Get out.
now?
Some people froze. Others exchanged glances, as if SHE was the one overreacting. Sandra scoffed. Oh, don't be like that. It's just a pool. You weren't even home. Tasha stepped forward, rage bubbling just beneath the surface. It's not just a pool. It's my pool. My house. My yard. You don't live here. You don't pay for this. So get
Out.
Someone muttered. Geez. What's her problem? That did it. Tasha stormed to the pool equipment box, grabbed the remote, and shut off the pool filter. Then, she yanked the power cord to the speakers. Silence. I'm calling the police, she announced. That got them moving. Drinks snatched. Towels wrapped up. And within minutes, her yard was empty. Sandra had the audacity to roll her eyes on the way out. You don't have to be so uptight, she muttered. Nobody was hurting anything. Tasha wanted to scream. Instead, she slammed the gate, locked it, and stood there, hands on her hips. One thing was clear. This wasn't over. Talking didn't work. Reasoning didn't work. Cameras? Locks? Useless. It was time to get creative. She ordered a special pool chemical, not chlorine but something better. A harmless trick used in public pools, something that turns the water bright green if someone pees in it. But that wasn't all. She had a custom sign made. Warning. Pool chemically treated for unauthorized use. Exposure may cause rash, severe itching, or temporary skin discoloration. Was it extreme? Maybe. Was any of it true? Not at all. But they didn't know that. And it worked. The freeloading days? Over. No more strangers in her yard. No more entitled attitudes. And the best part? She never even had to call the police. Because here's the thing, some people don't respect boundaries unless they're forced to. Tasha had tried to be nice. She had given warnings. But they ignored her. The second she flipped the script, they backed off. Because at the end of the day, people will take as much as you let them. It doesn't matter if it's your time, your space, your energy, or your damn swimming pool. So what do you think? Was Tasha petty? Maybe. But was she wrong? Not even a little. What about you? Ever had to stand your ground when people try to take advantage of you? How would you have handled it? Drop a comment below, let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. Remember, respect is earned, not given.